All right. Hello. Welcome, everybody, and welcome, Karolina from Poland. So, this morning we are recording this video that we are then going to publish on our YouTube channels. So, my YouTube channel name is Sabrina D'amato and I invite all the watchers, all the audience to come and subscribe and comment all the videos that I am putting there. And Karolina, what is the name of your YouTube channel?
Hi. My name is Karolina, and as Sabrina said, I come from Poland, and I also want to invite you to my channel. It's Mind Therapy, and I also would like you to be the part of this the beginning of this community. So be a part of our
Beautiful. And then we will write the links to our channels in the description of the videos so that you can come and discover what we speak about, what we talk about. So we are going to introduce ourselves again a little bit. Maybe very few people on my channel know already who I am, but let's take a couple of minutes, Karolina, to present ourselves because I've never done a video with you. And I'm very, very happy and grateful actually for this opportunity. So my name is Sabrina D'amato. I am Italian. I always like to say in English, I'm 54 years young. And I do many, many things. Recently, I certified as a hypnotherapist, and Karolina is soon to be one too, and she's a wonderful, wonderful type of person. I know that she is going to rock everything she does. So the other part of me, a part of being fascinated by our mind, which is our superpower, I am into a very deep soul and spiritual journey, not about religions, about inner research. So on my channel, you will also find some podcast called Above the Physical that is dedicated to that part. And then there are other playlists also that you can explore. So this is about me, Karolina. What do you want to tell about yourself?
Hello again. I will try to say the same as Sabrina. I'm really grateful to be here and to know Sabrina, because in fact Sabrina was the first, and she's the one biggest motivator for me, because when we've met on our RTT school, she motivates me to do the work, to do great work, and I really appreciate it. Because of that, I can be here now with you, and I can feel confident to speak about our subject. And as Sabrina said, I am 42. I come from Poland, and my focus is especially on helping women on building their relationships and to understand relationships. But also, as Sabrina said, I will graduate soon as she to be the RTT practitioner, to work with hypnosis, and that is the greatest, I think, tool to change our old patterns and our old beliefs, to change our life, to live the life we really, really want.
So beautiful. You did a much better presentation than I did, and you actually said something very detailed, that you focus on helping a certain type of women. It's not that we don't like men, but I think that a lot of women resonate much more with inner work, with personal development. And because hypnosis is part of a personal work that we can do on ourselves, I also like helping women a lot. And I am approaching from a different angle. I have, because I am a living proof of being broken, of a lot of loss, of a lot of falling apart in my life, I am looking forward to supporting this kind of women who have been falling apart many times and then standing up again without feeling fully connected. So this is what we are going to talk about this morning. Yes, Karolina, about the fact that sometimes we can be very much able to do what we need to do. We need to manage work, family, relationships. But at the same time, inside, we feel still that there is something missing. And this can happen to me too, even if I am a therapist. This can happen to you too, isn't it?
I think that the being connected and have this feeling is one of the most important feelings in our life. Because when we feel disconnected, we try to find something to get it back, to connect with something, to feel that I'm important, that what I'm doing is important, that I'm not alone. Because it's normal for human beings feel that we are not alone in this world. And even if we can't connect with other human beings, we can connect to animals, we can connect to objects, and we also can connect to the kind of drugs, to alcohol, to bad behavior, to compulsive behavior, and to all that stuff that are really hard for us, but from the other side, they are helping with surviving the disconnection with other people.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you just mentioned, just shortly, the fact that we feel disconnected at one point can lead us to try to find not really solutions, but things to hang on. So maybe we become addicted to something, might be alcohol, drugs, or even smoking could be a way to make us feel connected again. And I think that the important thing, and this is, when I was practicing before I certified, when I was practicing to become a hypnotherapist, as you are finishing, we have to train as therapists, but also as clients. So I was working a lot on this because from different angles, but I was working a lot on this feeling of being disconnected. And also when I started having the clients, it was the same. People come and we as clients or the clients themselves, they come and they tell us they have a certain problem. But then when you go very deep, when you do the work, you realize that it's about not feeling complete, not feeling whole. Have you ever experienced that?
Yes, I can say that even if, because usually it's like this way, we've got the client from the session and they've got, for example, this feeling that I'm not confident enough. And it sounds like pretty easy, but it's not easy. And we are going deeper, as Sabrina said. We always discover that fascinating root about the issue. And it's usually, there are only few of them, the main root of our all issues, and one of them is being disconnected. When you can't feel that you are whole, that you can be yourself, that you have the support from other people, that you somehow are accepted without proving yourself and your worth to other people. So yes, I think it's very interesting and fascinating, and it shows us how it's important and how it's deep, how it's for us, this is the foundation of our living, to feel the connection, because then we can find the sense of our own life.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also about how human beings are made, I think. So we are animals, we belong to the animal kingdom, but at the same time, we really need communities. We really need to be, because we are interconnected with other human beings. And when we don't feel connected first with ourselves, I think that then everything else on the outside is not balanced. So when you say, clients come and say, I want to work on confidence, every person has a different story on the reason why they don't feel confident. My personal story is different from yours, and the client's story is different from each other, because we are very unique beings, and we usually give a certain meaning to what we experience in life in a very unique way. So Karolina and I, we can experience the same thing, same restaurant, but we will have two different meanings or emotions about that restaurant. Yeah. Imagine when it's about traumas, imagine when it's about painful experiences, but it's the same, because the same painful experience can be given a different meaning from two different persons. And when we become aware about how this experience made us disconnected from ourselves, not from the outer world, I think that then the real work begins. What do you think?
I wanted to say also that, because usually our issues comes from the childhood, when we didn't know exactly how to react and how to handle the situation, what was too big for us to understand it. And then we try to fit to some kind of, situation. We try to fit to these connections. We try to fit to family. We try to fit to other people. We try to be seen and to be heard, even when we need to do something wrong, to be a part of that. And that's why, as Sabrina said, we can feel later that something is wrong with me. I don't even remember that part, but I can feel that I don't feel comfortable in this situation. I don't feel comfortable at work. I don't feel comfortable speaking. I don't feel comfortable with doing something new. And then when we start to work, and when we discover the small steps, and we are going deeper, we can find the situation, we can find the first feeling, the first time in our life that we felt that feeling, and it is the beginning of our old belief, of this old pattern that is so strong that it's still working in our life. And we are helping to people to discover, to understand the meaning. What is the meaning of that issue in your life? What is still working for you? What is still so strength in your life? What is still have this huge impact on you every day? And when you discover that, then you can understand, and then you can change it, and then you can realize you don't need it anymore, because in fact it's not true about you.
Yeah. And this is actually the kind of work that we love doing. This is the kind of work that we have understood can really, really impact people's lives. And I think that every kind of path we choose is fine. I'm not going to say this is better and this is not. Everyone resonates with different things. But personally, Karolina, I don't know you, I have gone through a lot of different therapies, or whatever was the name of that, workshops, seminars. I think that when I really understood how the subconscious mind works, and that I can actually reframe and rewire, even by then affecting my human body, because everything that appears in our body comes from our thoughts and emotions. So when I understood that, I really became, it was like an awakening. It was like a light turned on in my brain, and I was like, oh yeah, but then this is the real power that we can train, because it can be trained.
When we can see at least that our mind is doing the job to make us feel good about ourselves in any way, because sometimes we think that making us feel good is only about positive things. It's not about that. And usually this behavior that we don't understand about ourselves, our reactions are connected to that, our brain work, that our brain wants to help us to feel better in this position, in this situation, but it does it from this point of old belief, from this past point, that you had this experience in your life when your brain gave you the feeling to make you survive, to help you survive, to make you feel better about yourself. If you don't have anybody who can help you when you are a child to feel good about yourself, your mind will do it for you, and it will find a way to do it. Yeah. And now when we know that, when you understand that your mind is doing only what you want it to do, only what you need to feel good about yourself, then you can start to work, for example, or eating problems when you think that you have this weight issues, but in fact the root is that you felt being connected, for example, with your mom who was preparing the food for you, and it was the only way she showed you her love. Yeah. So
I actually had a client recently that had a very difficult digestive problem, and when we worked on that, she saw, because actually as a therapist we just accompany them, you know, but I witnessed her understanding that problem made her still feel connected to her beloved father that had passed many years ago. And she has developed something similar from what he had, just to feel connected with him. So I go back to the disconnection feeling, you know, everyone is different. Someone can experience a weight problem and it comes from some other form of disconnection. So I think that this is a topic that maybe can appear, you know, very generic, disconnected. I feel disconnected from what? From myself. And the reason is always very different. And you can find it when you start working at a deeper level with the hypnosis that brings you to reconnect directly to your subconscious, not to mine, not to Karolina's.
Yes, you need to know that everything has got the reason. Yeah. There is no situation, no feeling, no reaction without a reason. You need to have a reason, even if you don't understand that. Yeah. If you can't find it by yourself now in this moment, we can find it with you. Yeah. Because everything has got a beginning, like your life.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that for this first video, it's enough. I always...
It's interesting for you, and you will listen more about that subject with us.
Yeah, absolutely. I will put this video on the YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel, Karolina on Earth. You will have our emails and channel links in the description. So please comment. And if you like what we talk about, share with other people and help us grow our little channels. Let us help other people as well. Thank you, Karolina, again.
Thank you, Sabrina. See you next time. Bye.